You see that dot right there? Yeah, that's me, doing visuals for a Sonic the Hedgehog rave. You're probably wondering, how did this white man get into this situation? Well, let me tell you a story. But first, what's popping my pimples? Welcome back to Wallace Probably. Sorry, it's kind of like a ritual at this point to start every video like that. Anyways, let me take you back to early 2024. I was in DMs with the owners of Sonic Expo after I did a video covering their convention the year prior. I caught wind that they were preparing to put together a Sonic rave. Now, as somebody with a background in motion design, alongside a burning passion for rave visuals, shout out Maddion and Porter Robinson, I knew I had to shoot my shot. Looking back at it, if somebody came up and offered to do visuals for my event for free, I would not trust their ass. But thankfully, I'd built up a good rapport with the team, plus I'm homies with the owners. Shout out Jovial Knights in particular. Now, I did have a catch to this offer. See, you can't trust my wall ass whatsoever, bro. The catch was that I had to be the one performing the visuals. You would do this with a MIDI keyboard and a program called Resolume, and you basically just DJ, but with visuals instead of music. Anyways, after some time, the team got back to me and gave me the thumbs up. Great. I had about 2 to 3 months until the event to do them. Uh-oh. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2 to 3 months? That's plenty of time. And in theory, it is, yes. But I wanted to go all out on this. Like, you don't understand. This opportunity is something I dreamed of. And doing it for a community that has already given me so much, I did not want to half-ass this whatsoever. So with that, I had my work cut out for me. There were going to be 2 acts that I had to make visuals for, Creepy and James Landino. First things first, I listened to a few of their DJ sets so I could match my visuals with their sound. Starting with Creepy, they had a very online sound, very high energy, kind of like animation meme, Vocaloid, and immediately my mind went to old Sonic YouTube animations. I wanted to pay tribute to this era in time, and thankfully, it wasn't hard to do so. A lot of my YouTube branding at this time was very Windows XP inspired. So, using what I had already made, I built out a scene of a desktop that would glitch out, change wallpapers, and have different windows pop up with separate visuals. Some of the visuals included the Sonic Numa Numa dance, the Welcome to Angel Island animation, and of course, Egg Rolled from Sonic Shorts. Also, I included those dancers on South American TV who threw it back while wearing Sonic costumes. Like, come on, where else am I gonna be able to use this footage? I also threw in some old glittery Sonic gifs and Sonic Schoolhouse footage for good measure. In Resolume, you're also able to throw different filters and effects over the live footage. So, of course, I had a rainbow filter. Come on, man, how couldn't I? It's paying tribute to the damn 2000s. Speaking of the 2000s, during this time, the Sonic Expo team also put together a Carmel Donson collab so people attending the convention could have their OCs featured in the rave. I had to organize like 80 animations into this one set of visuals. That was crazy, but I managed. Shout out Corgi Clown, who drew my old Sonic fan character for me, but me having an old Sonic fan character, that's a conversation for another day. Anyways, this whole section only took about 2 to 3 days all in all. That's also because I did it last minute since I spent the entire 2 months building out James Landino's visuals. Oops. This is where I popped off, and also had a few people helping me. Unlike the repurposed videos for Creepy set, alongside my repurposed branding, James Landino's was going to be entirely original. With James' sound, I decided to pay tribute to my favorite live show of all time, Maddion's Good Faith Live. Those visuals have a heavy emphasis on graphic design, silhouettes, and rotating gradients. So I applied the same vision to my visuals. What I did can be broken up into 3 categories: loops, flashes, and gameplay. Loops were these short little animations I could sync up to the beat of the song and play over and over. They were either existing pieces of artwork I edited or graphics I remade. I only used 2D artwork, so it was easy to build out silhouettes with both line art or filling in the entire artwork. Flashes are super short animations made to break up the loops. An example would be this Chao animation I made that goes through different Chao heads, with the Flash adding some additional visuals and shapes into the mix. This was directly inspired by Good Faith Live's visuals for the song Love You Back, Maddion's best song in my opinion. Another example is this loop I did with Eggman that features different villains inside him. Ayo. The Flash to this is the names flashing on screen. This was inspired by an interlude track in Good Faith Live. See, a lot of references to Good Faith Live in this rave. Finally, we have the gameplay. This is where I got some help because I had no time to work on all these visuals and record things. I had streamer and speedrunner Strawberry Jam record some 4K free cam gameplay of different GameCube era Sonic games. These would just be simple loops that I could use for background footage to overlay different graphics I've made on top of, or just something to have on during different sets that were a little more simple. I didn't want to use all my big visuals right away, so this allowed me to spread them out a little better. All this to say, yeah, it took 2 whole months to do this with no pay and just strictly for love of the sport. Once it was time to attend to Expo, I packed my MacBook alongside my MIDI controller, which hardly fit in my backpack, by the way. I had to put like a plastic bag on it so it wouldn't get rained on or anything. And then I hopped on a plane and made my way to Texas. I ended up driving to the convention with Corgi Clown on Thursday and arrived in the evening. The rave was on Friday night, with a TJ Davis concert on the Saturday. I knew if I could get through Friday, I could chill for the rest of the convention, which I'm totally sure will happen. I gotta say, checking out the actual stage when I got there was so crazy to me. I was able to quickly hook up my MacBook and test out some of the visuals on the big screen. And wow, man. I know it sounds corny to say, but that was such a magical moment for me. Anyways, I got a full night's rest and, okay, maybe I didn't, it was Sonic Expo, and enjoyed the convention for the Friday. I was practically running around the convention like a chicken with its head cut off. I had some panels, saw some friends, rocked a casual Hooters outfit for a photo shoot, which I would have committed to even harder if I didn't have to do the rave visuals immediately afterwards. I got to briefly meet with Creepy and James before the show, and the two were super nice and just excited to see what I'd cooked up. But then, surprise, there was a third act. This was just an opener, so I grabbed their logo, put together some preset loops that came with Resolume, and we were off to the races. I'm glad I had this little test run first because it helped me figure some things out and to shake off a lot of the nerves I had. But after an hour, it was time. Creepy began their set, and it was now time to show the community all my hard work. This set was so much fun. The absolute rush of dopamine I would get every time I whipped out a new visual, and the audience would go, "Whoa!" Some fan favorites included me flashing a logo my friend Jupe made about getting a lobotomy at the Chao garden. This was also a sticker they were selling at the convention, and I'll link to their shop in the description if it's still available for purchase or not. Another was playing an Itch Sonic Can't Scratch from Back to Soul, another classic Sonic animation in the community. I also made a loop around the Sonic character designer that people went nuts about. All around, it was just a really fun time, and also what a majority of people took pictures and videos of. I will say, I was struggling to sync the BPM of Creepy's music with the visuals, and sometimes I totally missed the mark, but I don't know, nobody seemed to notice. They were just happy to be vibing to some good music and some stupid ass visuals. Anyways, then came James Landino's set. I had title cards to show when a different set was coming on, but the audience had no idea what to expect. It's a shame nobody had video footage of it, but the moment the first drop happened in James's set and the audience was greeted with this whole other aesthetic, the room was roaring. That in itself made me so proud, and that was when I knew that those months of work were totally worth it. My issue with James's set, unfortunately, was that I used up all of my good visuals like halfway through, so I was kind of sweating on what to do. I didn't want to go back to Creepy's visuals, so I had to rely on a lot of the built-in effects to keep things fresh, and thankfully, it did help with that a lot. I don't know if there's really any fan favorites, but a funny and crazy highlight was Lee Doob, aka Agent Stone himself from the Sonic movies. Yes, he's at the convention. Ended up crashing James's set. He like ran on stage and he was like just jumping about. And then I got to flash the Eggman logo on stage. Good on me for having that locked and loaded. And that made the whole audience light up like, whoa, it's Dr. Eggman, it's his boyfriend. Near the end of the show, James played Carmel Donson, and I got to play the audience's animations and Carmel Dance on stage with a bunch of folks. I remember some people were calling it cringe on Sonic Twitter, and to that I say, we walked so you bitches could run, so shut up and let us be free. My friend Madison also made a little animation referencing the Sonic X AMV for Do You Like Waffles? So they played that song as well during the set, and then I got to play their little animation. Solid way to close things out, and that was the Sonic Expo Rave. If I can be real for a second, the highlight of the whole evening for me was after everything ended. Seeing my two closest friends, Mav and Cocoa Dots, run up to me, drunk as hell, and say how proud they were of me. Just getting to share what was honestly a bucket list moment in my life with the people who mattered to me most in that moment truly meant everything to me. So thank you, Sonic Expo, for the amazing experience. Thanks to my amazing patrons for the support. And thank you for listening to me geek out about a very special moment in my life. Okay, bye.